You are listening to the WYRD Mountain Gals Show. Prepare yourself.
Now we got it.
We do. How you doing?
I am good. I've had such a good day.
I love
And
that.
I just want to acknowledge it's been a really, really good day.
Well, I'm glad, and it's high damn time, don't you think? It's good to have that every time.
Yeah, it was. I started the day with a massage, which was very nice. And then I got, my problem that I've been having with my messenger on my phone?
Maybe. No, I don't.
It's been in Arabic for about 3 years.
Oh.
And I don't know how it happened. I must have been in the app and I picked the phone up wrong. And
Ooh.
I've taken it a couple of times to T-Mobile, which is my server. And they've just not, they just throw up their hands. Well, I went in there today and I had a couple other questions, but I said, okay, now number 3, this one's the really hard one. Nobody's been able to do it. And I told him, and he was the stubbornest thing. He was like, no, I'm going to figure this out. No, this is crazy. This shouldn't be working like this. This is just crazy. And it took him like 20, 25 minutes.
Wow.
But he did it. And what he did was he uninstalled the app and reinstalled it.
Wow.
And then it was fine. And he had tried every kind of backdoor way. None of that worked.
Interesting.
So now my messenger is in English, the language I speak.
That is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to translate it. So,
well, when I handed him the phone, I said, my messenger is in Arabic. I mean, I think it's Arabic. So he pulled out his phone and did Google Translate on my phone. And he said, oh, yeah, it's Arabic.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yay. I'm so glad to have that done.
Cat dog. He's
Cat dog.
I'm out here on the side porch. It's beautiful. It's 77 now and 4:30 in the afternoon. But Cat dog is sitting up here and he is locked onto a baby squirrel.
Oh boy, yummy.
Youngling, It doesn't know that it's not supposed to be doing this, and this, And we have him every year in this yard, and every year he's not acting like he wants to chase it and kill it, although I'm sure he probably would if he had the chance. He's just like looking at it like, why are you so small?
You're a weird looking cat.
Yeah, he is. Or he might be thinking that.
Yeah.
So let me think if I have news for you. I don't have any like certifiable news, but I had something really crazy happen.
Tell.
And I am interested in your thoughts on it. So the other day, and I may have already told you, the other day I was walking out, cleaned up the house, I cleaned up the kitchen a little bit, and I was taking I found like 1.5 pounds of pecans and some breadcrumbs and stuff like that. Have I already told you this?
No.
Okay. So I had, a pretty good amount of stuff in I had a box of some cereal that was getting old and etc. And I took it to the backyard and I thought land spirits, and I put it just over our backyard fence where there is a trail right there where all the animals walk.
Ah.
And I put it there, and then as I was turning around to leave, one of the bags that I had in my hand went out of my hand, and the wind got it. So I did what you think, and I went and walked and got the bag. I probably walked, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet away from where I'd been, got the bag, turned around to go get the rest of my bags. And right there where I'd been standing was a huge bone. It was the spine of either a bear or a deer.
Oh my gosh.
And it is old. It is so old that it's pitted.
Oh, how wonderful.
It's bizarre though, because of course, my brain instantly wants to latch onto it.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying actively to not cause that to happen. I just wanted because I knew that that bone was for me. And now
Yes.
for all of these years, no, I've never had a bone that was for me. I've had bones that people have brought me, and things have happened for them, but never, I mean, maybe from my mouth, but it was about them, but never have I something just for me. And so I pick it up and I'm looking at it and I set it down on the back porch before I get to the house. And then I go into the house and immediately turn right and go to the sink to wash my hands. And I look out the window, and right there where the food was, on the fence itself was without a doubt the biggest crow I've ever seen in my entire life. It was bigger than the hawk.
Wow. You sure it was a crow and not a raven?
No, I'm not. Because it was so big. But I I mean, I don't know what to say except that it looked right at me. It's like it was expecting me to see it. And I just felt I felt still. I felt
Hmm.
something important has just happened. But
Oh, that's beautiful.
I don't know what happened. I don't know still. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just reading something into it. But the timing on that, and I'll send you a photograph of the bone. So that was my news. And I do have Selby scheduled, or hopefully scheduled, to come and tell us the story of the cemetery in Scotland
Oh, great.
while you're out of town.
Excellent. Excellent.
I am, man, am I thinking about you on that? You just don't know. I'm so
Well, I guess you saw that there was a huge fire in Glasgow
Glasgow. Yes,
2 days ago.
that's yeah. And evidently, the place that burned was incredibly important to those folks in Glasgow. I've seen several videos now of people crying out over it.
Yeah.
Okay, from the photos, this appears to be a fragment of a large spiral gastropod.
What? All
They're
right.
saying it's old, but I know. I just really don't know what it is. I don't know. Um, I, yeah. So anyway, uh, are you gonna?
Wow. Well, it's amazing. It's an amazing gift.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it that way. I really am. I feel like I need to keep it for some reason. And I know it's like, yeah, that's what I really need to do on top of keeping all the jars and the little herbs and all the other strange things that I keep. I need to start keeping some bones around the house too.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea to keep that one because that feels significant.
it really does, doesn't it? It really does. The timing on it, and I haven't seen that giant bird before or since. But it stayed out there for quite a little while, and I didn't see it eat anything, but it just sat there and looked at me. And so I just looked right back at it. I didn't know if I should say anything. I felt like I didn't have to say words. I felt like the visual connection that we had was sufficient, if that makes any sense. It's like,
It does. Yeah.
because really, you really do communicate through your eyes. I don't know why that is. I just feel it though. I really do. I feel that. And so it just seemed like it was enough to sit there, and then I realized it might have been a gift from the crow when I saw it, and I was like, well, thank you. If this is from you, thank you. And I didn't know. It's like, okay, which one of my kinfolks have come out of the field and thrown that over the fence for me?
Here you go.
That's that was my first thought. And then when I saw that majestic giant black bird, I thought, wow. Anyway, so
Wow. that's wonderful.
Yes. So squirrel, of course. I want to live kind of vicariously through your trip. And so
Okay.
I hope I don't ask too many questions, but
You cannot possibly ask too many questions.
all right. What do people in now I'm assuming that mostly it's a trip into Scotland, right?
Well, the retreat itself, we're flying into and out of Edinburgh.
Okay.
But from there, we are going southwest into Cumbria.
That's right.
And Cumbria is the Lake District.
Mhm.
So it is in border River country and also in northwest Britain. And we're going to be there for a week, and then we go back to Edinburgh, and then I'm staying on in Edinburgh another 6 days.
Wow.
So did that answer your question? Not at all.
Yes, it did. You're going to go into Great Britain for, a while. And then you're going to go back towards Scotland again, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I believe you're going to do some research at some of the cemeteries. Is that correct?
Well, I want to see the big necropolis in Glasgow. Some of that will depend on, can I get to Glasgow after that big fire that happened right beside the train station, the main train station.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
that's closed right now, but I can take the bus to Glasgow. And might do that. It takes a little bit longer, costs less, so I might do that. But the research I'm going to do is on the Scottish witch trials. And there's a couple of places I'm going where, a lot of the burnings and hangings and all that took place in Edinburgh, so I'll be there on the ground for that. And then there are a couple of like out of the way places that I'm going to go to do a little bit more, not even research so much, because there's been a ton of research about it, but I want to kind of feel the energy of those places.
Are you going to stay with your friends or are you going to travel?
No, I'm going to stay in the hotel where we're staying for the trip.
And then after the tour part is over, you'll stay with your friends, I guess?
No, after the tour part is over, I'm staying in the hotel.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
fabulous.
they just booked me in for the remainder of my stay.
Oh,
because it's easy enough. I'm not going any place really far away. It's easy enough to do day trips. I want to go up to Dundee, and there's a museum there that I love, and a really nice cemetery.
oh wow.
And my friend Mark, who just had a birthday.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday, Mark.
And then I want to get to Glasgow, and I have a friend up in Kirkcaldy, but I haven't been able to reach him. But once I'm in the country, I'm going to try texting the number I have for him. He's incredibly kind of private and doesn't like to be around a lot of people. So it may be I just won't see him this time. I saw him the last time I was there.
Okay. Well, okay. So another question is, and it's really important question too, is what do you eat for breakfast in Scotland?
Well, with any luck, I will mostly eat a full Scottish breakfast, and that is black pudding, white pudding, haggis, eggs, bacon, but their bacon is really more like what we call Canadian bacon.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like American crunchy style bacon. Tomatoes and beans, like pork and beans, and toast.
That's huge.
And sometimes there will be a thing called a tatty scum.
Okay.
And that's it's like a little those little brown potato things that you can get at fast food places here.
Oh, okay. Like tater tots.
Well, except it's as big as a cell phone. Like one of those
like a big old okay.
hash brown clump things. Like they have it fast food. So yeah, it is a lot. It's a big breakfast that usually can see you over until supper.
Yeah, I would think so. You know, but so okay, that sounds pretty good. Now, what, in your opinion, is the food or drink that they are most known for in Scotland? And how do you feel about it? Is it the haggis?
Well, I mean, that's kind of almost a stereotype of what they eat, but yeah, there's a lot of haggis in Scotland, and I love haggis, so I would be perfectly happy to have my share of haggis. The fish is very fresh and good, so I will alternate my haggis with fish and chips, which is not really Scottish, but the fried fish is really, really good.
Yeah. The
Um, they have a surprisingly lot of good food in Scotland.
oh no,
Salmon, the
yeah,
salmon is amazing.
is it? Okay. Whoops. Sorry, cat dog. Excuse me. He's
What's he doing?
well, he's sitting like a human, and I love it when
Mm,
he does that. He just like he's just kind of sitting here watching me hold on to this iPad, and I was putting the iPad up so that I didn't have to keep holding on to it. And he's
uh-huh.
just sitting here like, hey, do you want to point it towards me and I'll meow at it? It's good is the thing. He is not afraid of PR. He is not. And he
No,
likes,
he is not. And he's got a really good brand too.
oh, yeah, I guess he does. He likes your voice too. You know, when you,
Hey, speaking of liking,
yes,
I really liked hanging out with your nephew
it's
last
awesome.
week. What a smart guy.
Yeah, he's so well spoken.
Uh-huh.
I'm always kind of a little bit amazed that he is so well spoken because in my mind, he's six.
Right.
6 years,
Right.
hey Lala, But the thing about him too is he's got way up there IQ, and he
Oh, I'm
so
sure of it.
yeah, you can tell, and it's like somebody's going to be lucky to snag him when he's finished with his education.
That
It's,
is really true.
yeah,
But
and
he's smart, he's funny,
yeah,
he's good looking. I mean, what's not to love about him?
well, I'm a little partial, and I got lucky with both of my nephews. Is the way that I feel about it. And but there's an exceptional guy in that he thinks for himself.
Yeah.
He thinks for himself, and
Which also means that he's got courage to
yes,
speak what he thinks for himself. Because a lot of people, they have their own thoughts, but they don't have the courage to share them
well,
because
yeah,
it can get you hurt.
well,
I mean, hurt in the sense of your family can go, no, that ain't right.
you never know anymore how hurt it could get you. But
Yeah,
in
true.
in my family, it's like the cardinal sin was to make waves in public.
Oh, yikes.
Because my family all worked in the public eye, and even though it wasn't like any big deal, but it was this is how you behave in public, and you don't necessarily share all your business and blah blah blah. Not that we had anything
Hmm.
to hide, but we just really never talked much like that out in public, and it's something that I am learning slowly to do. Because the truth of the matter is, people like me are necessary because I speak for both sides sometimes, politically anyway,
Hmm.
occasionally, not much lately. But how could
Well,
I speak for the
you
side?
and you and I walk between worlds because we're educated, we're smart, we come out of a culture that doesn't necessarily value that,
Right,
especially with women.
right. You're right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
So I talked to Ilsa today for the first time in forever.
How's she doing? I heard she's trying to move again.
I'm shocked. Yes, because the last time I talked to her, that wasn't even a thing. So then I talked to her today, and she was like, "Guess what I'm doing?" And she told me a reason why, and I don't blame her. You know,
No, me either.
and so they've got a plan. They've got a job plan that they're going to work on. They've got a plan for, getting out of Dodge. And
Well, I hope it works for them.
I do too. She's been wanting to do this for a while, and I don't blame her. I have a bad feeling about that area of the country sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but I've
You
always,
don't.
I mean, I suspect some of the reasons why, but so I think if you can handle the dark secrets of the Appalachian Mountains and you feel drawn to them, come on. It's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm saying that, but make sure and do it like up above North Carolina. Stay
Yeah.
out of the Carolina mountains. They're awful.
Don't come here.
Yeah, don't.
We're
they're-
terrible. It's terrible.
It's
Yeah, I
not.
was advising her not to come here. Nobody can afford to be here.
That's true. I guess
My
That-
property values, and I don't know that I mentioned this last week, but property values on this house right here doubled. Doubled.
really, I dread
Yep.
to see. I'm not complaining, but I am saying, who can afford this?
Nobody.
Well, if I was in my 20s, I would not even plan on trying to buy a house of my own because it would just seem so impossible.
Not here for sure. Not here.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to start out at 25 years old, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt? And if
Or
you
a million dollars in debt.
there's a lot of homes that are like that too. I talk to my realtor buddies every now and then, and I talked to one, and he was talking about somebody, and he's very casual about, well, I told him if all they can do is 800, then you're gonna have to take what you can get at that price. And I'm like, $800?
Right, right.
I could probably get two of them for that, but yeah. And they're talking 800,000, and it just makes renting more attractive because think about this: at least you don't have to worry about replacing the roof, replacing the dishwasher, replacing the washing machine. And
Well, but that's assuming that the person you're renting from is like you, who will take care of that. A lot of people rent from people who don't live here. And even if they do live here, they're not responsive.
yeah, well,
I hear that stuff every day.
well, that's it's a two-way street, and that's one of those things. If I was renting, I would make sure and ask the landlord a few questions before I in, because you're going to be paying them thousands of dollars, and so you might as well find out what the deal is right off the bat. But even it's all a crapshoot anyway. You hope you get a good landlord. You hope there's not a natural disaster. You hope that everybody
You're not at war forever.
Yeah. You hope that survives. You hope that. I mean, so I have no advice for anybody.
Well, but just remember how it used to be. We're going back in time to the old days.
Will benefit and give with hope. Or so through 5 or 10 feet. You give your heart to.
But it used to be that if the family had a house on land, like a farm, then the young'uns would probably build a house somewhere on the farm.
On the edge.
So it would become,
Yeah.
it would become like a compound for the family. Or if it wasn't a whole lot of young'uns, then some of them would just move. They would never leave home. They would just stay with the family. And if they got married, they'd bring the new spouse home because, in these big old like Victorian houses, there was plenty of room.
I think that that's okay. I think that it would be better to put tiny homes, like 2 or 3 in one lot, if you could afford so, because of the private aspect of it. I mean, honestly, my thought every time I watch a documentary about life in the Middle Ages, and every time I think about family living like that, generational living in places, I was looking at a place that had been in the same family for 1,500 years, right?
Oh my goodness.
And all I can think of is, oh, hell no, I would not want to be in the same house with my parents if I was all young and lusty. I mean, who would want to have their husband or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have privacy, even if it's not a sexual thing, if it's just a conversation sometimes. So is that because I'm antisocial?
No, I don't think it is at all. But I mean, for me, my grandmother's house in Montford, she lived in that house from the 60s on. And before that, she lived in a different house in Montford. And that's where I lived when I went to college. And so I would love to have had the opportunity to buy that house from my brother who inherited it. But that was never going to happen because he didn't tell me he was selling the house until it was sold.
Oh, wow.
And I would have been delighted to have owned that house. But it wasn't in the cards.
Yeah. I know how that is sometimes. Hang on a minute, cat dog's fussing.
Okay.
He wants to come back out here and hang out. Come on.
Well, bless his heart.
Come on. Yeah. Okay. This cat, I'm shutting the door, not letting him just go in and out as he pleases, because it's 77 outside and it's 67 inside.
So,
last night it got hot. It did. This is the time of year, a brick house, if it has any sun on it, it starts getting hot in the winter. Or excuse me, hot. Yes, cat dog. You're fine. There's your attention, buddy. Is that enough? Okay.
Cat dog.
Spoiled. He is so spoiled. So yeah, back to Ilse and them. She's thinking about, she's already kind of got a county picked out that she's interested in. They've got some programs that they're interested in joining. And they have a job plan, which is interesting, and potentially successful too. And yeah, so there you have it. That's weirdling news. You got any weirdling news?
I do not. I know that one of our weirdlings, she lost her mother and she lost her husband, lost her little nephew, all within about a year.
Wow.
And so she's still in a pretty sad place, but it's getting better.
I'm so sorry. Nobody deserves that. Nobody.
No, it's hard going.
Yeah. Well, I can tell that Mom is still missing her sister.
Is still what? I'm sorry?
Missing her sister.
Oh, yeah, of course.
On the phone. And now she's got nobody to call her now. I remember Chad O'Shea, speaking of, Dial a Prayer. He was a UU minister in Arden.
Oh, my goodness. I hadn't thought of him in an age.
Well, he used to do this Dial a Prayer thing. And occasionally somebody would come in the door and they'd be lonely, and they'd ask, "Is there any kind of a dial?" Evidently, it was a thing back then in the 80s, and they would ask if there was any, place to call and be spoken to. And I remember handing out that phone number, and I had called it first to see what it said because I didn't know, and basically it was him just being him, you know, um, which was very congenial and very God loves you and blah 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 blah. It's just not necessarily upbeat, but definitely not morose. And so I imagine he had a very needed service at the time. People couldn't just create an AI boyfriend, you know. Are you still there?
I am. I was just, I don't know.
You're thinking
I was
about
thinking
AI
about,
boyfriends?
doesn't Mother Grove need to have like a dial a prayer thing? Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh my God, it would be wonderful. A place that lonely people could dial in and hear something uplifting.
That wasn't about, the Abrahamic religions.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's
And then
great.
I thought, like, I don't have enough to do without
Yeah.
figuring that out.
Well, what I thought was, I wonder how we could automate that.
Without using AI or Chat GPT.
Oh well, we couldn't if we wanted it to happen. It would need to be probably because that's how the code is all working now too. It's interesting. All the websites have changed from HTML and CSS to WordPress sites with their version of CSS in it, and that's because that works with with AI better. And
Ugh.
oh no, it's our world has changed so quickly. Starting to see when I'm doom scrolling, I'm starting to see people ask if we've jumped timelines somehow, jumped universe.
Oh, right.
There's
Have
so
we? Is that what happened?
maybe I wouldn't doubt it is the thing. There's so much dystopian thought going on right now. This just yeah, there's just a lot of people who are unsure of everything right now. And that's the best I could put it. So, but not me. I got a bone.
That's right. You got a magic bone.
That's right. I got a bone. I got a magic bone.
You got the magic bone.
That sounds like it could either be the start of a kid's story or a porno.
Right. Which takes us back to Hot Mike.
Oh my God, yes. We never forget. So in Scotland, what do they do for entertainment besides drink beer in a pub?
And watch rugby,
Rugby?
watch footballs, soccer.
Yeah.
No, they do a lot of cool stuff, and city people do different things than country people do.
Like everywhere in the world, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How's the tea situation?
Tea is good. Beer is good. Whiskey is good.
What kind of tea do they drink?
Well,
Typically black
I guess,
tea,
yeah, black tea, Scottish breakfast tea.
Scottish
Yeah,
breakfast.
there's all kinds of teas. Yeah.
Now, what kind of pagan community is there?
Well, there's a group it's European wide, but there's a version of it there, which is called the Pagan Federation.
Yeah.
And Pagan Federation Scotland. I spoke at their annual do a few 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're there, and then lots of different kinds of groups that do different things. Yeah, there's a strong pagan presence in Scotland and in Britain in general.
I would imagine so, especially because if you know your history, it was such an important place, that area. And I don't know. I'm very interested in Scotland, and I don't even know why. I have no idea if I have any relatives from there. I imagine I do. And wouldn't you think?
I would think so.
Between the Masseys and the McClincys, it's mostly Massey.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
like it. Sounds
Yeah.
like it.
I wish I could pack away in your suitcase and go because it just sounds like a wonderful trip.
I think it's going to be really good. At this point, my only concerns, such as they are, is that getting there is just hard. So
Yeah.
we drive to Charlotte, and then I fly from Charlotte to JFK in New York,
Mm.
and then from there to a 7-hour flight to Edinburgh. And so I will sleep for most of that 7-hour flight, but still the time difference is going to kick my ass.
Yeah, it will. It will.
It always does, but worse coming back than going.
I hope you have some downtime when you get back.
Well, I don't travel again until the end of April. And that's a trip down to Florida.
Oh well, and
Yeah.
that'll be good.
It'll be fun. I know a lot of people down there, and it's always a good time.
Do you mind if I ask you when you're going to come back?
From Scotland?
Yeah, and I won't publish it. I'll
Oh,
let
you can. It doesn't matter. I think it's the 29th,
oh,
whatever that Sunday is.
so lucky. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gone 2 weeks basically.
Wow. That sounds so cool. Well, Chris,
It's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to it. Finally, we've been talking for months, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Now I'm finally looking forward to it.
now you're like, it's happening. This is
Yeah.
happening. I've always wondered what it would feel like to walk in a place, anywhere really, where you were absolutely sure that other humans have walked and lived. How would it feel to I mean, I've always had kind of strong experiences in places, if that makes any sense. Like I was at the edge of the canyon at the Bright Angel Lodge, and I was in one of those little cabins that
Uh-huh.
looks right out over the canyon. It was seriously, my head was about 4 or 5 feet from the edge of the canyon. And, I had a really strong experience there and a few other places too. But so I can't imagine the sense of history that you must get from a place like that. Or what would it feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what does it feel like to do that?
Well, it feels, I don't know, it feels like a homecoming for me.
Ah,
Scotland feels like that. I remember the first time I went to Ireland. I
yeah.
was on the ferry from Anglesey, and once the ferry got really into the sea, I cried the whole way, and I
Oh,
don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but yeah.
hmm. Why?
So, in some places you go to, and it just feels like you have been there before. There's
Oh,
a town, and we're going to pass through it on the way down into Cumbria, called Carlisle. And I always stay there when I'm doing my border reaver research
yeah,
up in there.
Sarah.
And I'm really excited to be able to just pass through there again because there's such familiarity there. And that is a place where at least twice, and I think probably more than that, I walked into someplace like the post office or the bank, some just not tourist place, just a regular place. And people have said to me, now, are you related to, and they'll call a name. And I'll go, I don't think so. I mean, I'm American. And they go, oh. And so the people in Carlisle look like me. They've got kind of medium brown hair, gray or blue eyes. They're kind of short and stout, kind of hobbit style people. And so, and some of my people are from there, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it feels comfortable, even though it's not a fancy town. It's not a particularly pretty town, but it's one of my towns. It's my town.
Well, it gets to be. That's so cool. Cat talk. If you heard that, that was him meowing. He heard Randy coming in, and he went over to the door.
Ah, it's like Daddy's home.
Wow, wow, wow. So Randy heard him. Now we are without cat dog.
Oh.
What a beautiful day to sit out on the porch and record with you. No joke.
Uh-huh.
It's been a nice one so far. I can't believe how warm it's been. Of course, it's not going to be, that way forever. We are due a snap of cold. Don't you think?
We almost always get a cold snap around St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up next week.
Yes, it is. So, you know what I'm going to do for St. Patrick's Day this year?
What?
Nothing. No. I might wear green just because I like the color, but I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be in Carlisle to do a little talk about the cursing stone there, and then heading down into the Lake District. So I will not do much for it, sadly.
That's okay. It's actually fine.
I'll probably drink a nice cold beer or a nice warm beer.
A nice beer, yeah. Just a nice. I've always wondered why the United States does that. It's like we're just looking for an excuse to party and get drunk in public, I think.
You mean why we do St. Patrick's Day like that?
Yes. I mean, I know the official reason and everything, but the way the U.S. latches on to certain holidays, like, yeah, okay, we want another party holiday. That's what it is.
Oh, right. Well, many, many moons ago, like 25 years ago, I was in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, cool.
And it's a saint day. So the banks were closed, a lot of restaurants were closed, any attractions closed. There just wasn't much to do but except go to church, because that's what you're supposed to do on a saint day. But now the Irish do it like the Irish Americans do. Tacky.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You didn't have any green milkshakes?
Yeah, no, none of that. I did manage to have some good beer at Silk and Thomas, which is a lovely pub in Kildare.
Yeah.
And it was wet and kind of cold. We walked around.
Well, yeah. I'm with you. Except I don't want to walk around in the wet and cold, but yeah, I don't really feel compelled to celebrate it, especially now that I'm not working in the public.
Yeah.
Before, I would wear something green always, just because I got tired of being pinched, and grabbed and stuff. The men would do that. And so I just wore something green, and everybody could assume whatever they wanted to. I didn't care.
Well, I've got tattoos that are green, and I've got a great big Bridget's wheel on one arm. So I just can't imagine there's anybody that knows me that would come up and pinch me because I wasn't wearing green, because they know exactly what I do is whip a shillelagh out and kneecap them.
I can't imagine what would happen if somebody did that to me today.
It'd be crazy.
Back in the day, it was people thought nothing of doing that sort of thing.
Oh, right. And a hard pinch too, not just a gentle little, you're not wearing green.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't remember being bruised or anything. You know what I'm saying? But I remember being offended. Nobody wants somebody in their face without an invitation anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
Weird. Hence the term weird. Well, I'm not.
Well, and the pagans are all. We always have a bunch of BS going on. For a while, they wouldn't do St. Patrick's Day because he was a saint, but also because there was this idea that St. Patrick killed a bunch of druids, and that's just BS. But yeah, I guess it made somebody feel important to pass the BS on. And
Whatever. Yeah.
then people were like, well, but I'm not celebrating that because it celebrates the guy who drove the snakes, theoretically, are pagans out of Ireland. But yeah, my response to that is you scratch an Irish Catholic and you find an Irish pagan.
Well,
I don't
sure.
know why your feelings are so hurt about that. Why don't you just give it up?
So many of us have got origins like that. Yeah, I mean, why be bothered to be offended by it? Just because
Well, because people love to be offended. That's why.
that's well. Okay, you're right. Don't know what you're right.
Oh, what you just said hurt me. It triggered me. It offended me. Okay, whatever.
My panties bunched up.
Oh, I can't. I just can't. One of the things when I was up in Wisconsin, Michigan at that thing, part of my final class was at what point can you say that you're healed enough to actually get some damn work done? And you would have thought I had lit a Molotov cocktail because the shock and what? But you don't understand. I live in my woundedness. I can't possibly do anything about that. And then, like, I don't know, 10 people came up afterwards and said, God, I'm so tired of people being so traumatized and so weak and so hurt that they can't get a damn thing done. All they can do is just waller around in their own pity party.
Well, executive dysfunction is the modern term for it. But I mean, I think everybody's traumatized. I do by something in their life. And so I tend to give them a wide berth, but I'm traumatized and I still get some of my work done. You're
You
traumatized.
know, I mean,
You-
sometimes I really would like to just be able to say, it's been a hard decade since 2016, and I'm just not going to do anything for about a year so I can get over it. Well, I don't know about you, but I ain't got a year. I got stuff I got to get done.
I don't have an afternoon. Are you kidding?
Yeah. And so
I
I just
mean,
can't be wallering around in, well, I mean, it was a terrible disaster, Helene. Yes, it was. And we've endured it and we're still dealing with it. So
we're still getting over the shock of it, but we're not. It's not in every sentence that I utter anymore.
no.
And
And yesterday we went to a private graveside service down in Transylvania County, up on the hill, and this ancient cemetery from the mid 1800s,
Mm.
even earlier than that, actually. And right beside it was this huge debris flow from Helene.
Wow.
And I guess maybe they had moved some of the stuff out of the way, but it looked so fresh. And I just kind of shrugged, like, yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I've seen a lot of them.
Wow. Well, it changed my life. It made me took the fun out of certain things forever, I think. That's all right. I'm sure I've found other stuff to get back to an even keel. But yeah, it trauma, trauma, it happens to all of us if we're human and admit it. It's just how do you deal with it? Because there's certain things that have to get done, whether we're traumatized or not. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I've always gotten to is that those of us who have trauma that's unresolved and we want it to be resolved, we should be able to take some time and work on it ourselves. But rarely does it ever happen because the work's got to get done. None of us can afford to just take the time out of life. And
Yeah.
that's I don't know. That's why I say I don't know. I don't have any answers for that. Because the work's got to get done whether we're traumatized or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
triage person in me is saying that. I'd love to take some time off. We need to go
Yeah.
on a trip any day now. So, well, no, you need to get back. And just,
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to this trip because we're we're at war right now,
yeah.
and I'm gonna enjoy this as best I can given that situation. But this could very well be my last trip to the British Isles.
Oh, I
And
hope not.
I go every 2 or 3 years and have been for a long time. But this could be it. I mean, our country may be such a pariah that we will not be allowed to travel anywhere. Nobody will want us.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I do too, but given the incompetence and laziness of the Congress
Mm.
and the insanity of the administration, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out.
I don't know either. No, I don't.
Yeah, I wish I did.
Yeah.
Then I could sell it. I could say, here, I've got the answer. Here's what's going to happen. I don't think I would sell it though, would I? You know me. I just put
I
it up
just,
on Facebook. Here's the answer.
you'd warn people about it. Say, look, y'all, here's the deal. Deal with it. Was it Hackensack, New Jersey? They were knocking down an old post office that hadn't been in use for, a couple of decades.
Uh-huh.
And they found it was sealed off. Nobody, not even homeless people, had managed to get in there. And they found a letter in there, and it was dated, I want to say 2022. So they
Oh.
trying to figure out how the hell did that happen. And
Oh.
it basically was talking about this is what's going to happen in the next few years. Now, all of this is probably bullshit. Okay, it's because I haven't seen this letter, but it's widely discussed. Anyway, they're trying to figure out if someone has time traveled because what they said was so very, very true. Come true. So, and I guess they predicted all the way up to the year 2027.
Wow.
Sounds very futuristic, but is only a few months down the road.
Right. That's exactly right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, people have been trotting out Nostradamus again and Edgar Casey.
Well, and should, because
And should.
they flat out could be interpreted, some of those kinds could be interpreted as what people are saying. I've got everything Casey ever wrote, his complete library on the CD. I think I've told you that before. Because I went up to the Edgar Casey library in, where was it? It was
Newport News.
Yeah, it was somewhere.
Virginia Beach, isn't it?
Somewhere. It was an interesting place. I'll tell you that. I got a lot of work done. I remember that we Xeroxed 500 pages in the library because they wouldn't let you take the book, certain ones. So we just went ahead and Xeroxed 500 pages.
Wow.
The book with us. Mm-hmm. And that was allowed. That was okay. But Casey was a fascinating guy.
Yeah, he was.
And Nostradamus was damn fascinating to me as far as.
For sure.
Yeah, I still don't understand how this happened with him. I remember the first time I read a book about him, it was a book of all of his predictions. And it was one of those super duper thick paperback books. Remember?
Uh-huh.
About 3 times as thick as a normal one. And it was in some box of stuff that my grandfather brought from the auction. And I think I was about 14 when I read that book. And it just blew my mind. But I did not understand a lot of the analogies that he made at the time. I came back to it when I was older and looked at it again, and it was like, yeah, it was still mind-blowing stuff. How did he do that? How did he know that? And why would any normal person choose to write that stuff down?
Right.
So I don't get it. That should
No, it's fascinating.
be it is. That should be the title of the show of the episode is I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Because I don't. But
Everything was fine till we got back to Asheville.
yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Gosh, I hope you have a good time. So, and you're leaving out what, Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Golly bum. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And then gone. Craig's getting back into town, into the U.S. on Saturday.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Alicia will be glad. And other than that, I think we've got it all covered. I'll get you the name of that cemetery in Scotland that Selby was talking about.
Oh, yeah, please do. And also, if you want to record another episode tomorrow, if you've got time, we can do that.
I
So,
think
so you've got one for the following week before I'm back.
yeah, that'd be awesome. That's where I
Hey,
got all of it. So.
I bought gas today.
And how you have to mortgage the house?
The cheapest I found was $3.19 a gallon.
Where was that?
Angles, and not even with a card. It was that's the price.
Wow,
So that's not bad. Because I saw 335, 325.
Which Ingles?
The one on Merriman.
That's almost. Oh well, Merriman's going to be closed tonight for something or another.
Oh yeah, but that's up near Weaverville, isn't it?
I don't know. So yeah, man, it is cheaper there.
Yeah, I mean, I bought gas last week.
Yeah.
For $2.79. But then yesterday, we went to Transylvania County and back. So, and I've got to drive to Charlotte on Saturday. So I thought I might as well get it now because it's not going to be any cheaper.
Well, it's like $3.19, $3.27. Oh, here's a $2.89 at Corner Pantry on Howard Gap Road.
Oh.
$2.97 at Sunoco on Sugarloaf Road. But yeah, most of it is $3.09, $3.19, $3.16.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me about that. So I'm
gonna go ahead and get it soon because it ain't gonna be any cheaper for a while.
Okay, well, okie dokie. Well, I will let you go then, and I'm gonna change out this laundry and go wash my hair.
Oh, how wonderful! That'll feel great.
Yeah, it will. So
all right. Enjoy that, my dear, and we'll touch base tomorrow about a good time.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much, with the exception of those two things, I'm wide open. So
okay, that sounds good.
All right.
Well, bye, cat dog. See you later.
Hello. Meow.
WYRD Radio.